Okay, have people just completely lost their minds? Oh my God, this whole Starbucks thing is taking on a life of its own. Oh my God. I don't even know why I'm commenting on it again, but I'm just so, like, livid. I just read another article where, besides the fact that the Starbucks CEO groveled and complained, and they're using this terminology like they've wronged an entire nation and they've wronged an entire, I don't know, country or something. It's just crazy. But now the Philly cop, right, or the Philly, the commissioner or whatever, the chief of police, now they got him apologizing and groveling and saying, oh, I really failed and I used the wrong wording and I should have said, that I shouldn't have said the cops didn't do anything wrong. What I should have said was they adhered to policy or whatever. Same thing, whatever. And then you're reading that these two guys, and I don't know them. I have no idea what their deal is, but they're now calling them entrepreneurs, right? They're giving them they're giving them a human title. They're just normal people like you and me. They're entrepreneurs, and they were there for a business meeting, right? A real estate, and of course they had to mention the guy they were meeting was white. Had to throw that in there, right, media? Of course you did. I guarantee it was over like wholesaling or some other kind of real estate scam. I mean, I'm speaking out of turn here, but I'm just guessing. Like, I don't know. Plus, why would you have a business meeting in a Starbucks or anywhere for that matter and not at least order like a soda or something? I mean, you don't go to a restaurant and have a business meeting and just sit in one of their tables like, oh, no, we don't need anything. We're having a meeting. I mean, doesn't Staples or one of those kind of places offer those things? You can rent them, but no one wants to pay to have a business meeting at an office when you can go to a Starbucks and just sit there and loiter and meet somebody. I could see if you were meeting them for 5 minutes and you're like, hey, it's a common landmark. We'll meet at the Starbucks in Rittenhouse Square or whatever it was in Philly. But I don't know. Something stinks about this whole story. And the fact that these two guys were like, oh, what should we have done? We didn't even know that the cops were there until we looked up and saw them walking our way. And, should we have done what was right? Or should we have sat down or stood up for our rights? And then, they're going on this grandiose, explanation of standing up for what is right and making this whole story what it is not. Okay. And then they go on to say that the one guy they were in fear for their life when they were arrested and spent some time in jail. He's like, I didn't know if we were going to make it home alive. My God, really? Okay. I mean, this is what's making me fume, is that they thought their lives were in danger at some point, or at least one of them did. And this thing is just all over the map. And Starbucks is now going to not only have their sensitivity training, they're going to post a customer's bill of rights. What the heck does that even mean? I mean, oh my God, now you got people being real jackasses and black people going into Starbucks demanding free coffee. I don't know if they're doing it as a joke or whatever, but I don't know. But once again, everyone's a coward. The CEO at Starbucks is a coward. The police commissioner or chief or whatever, I had respect for him because he was holding his ground pretty good. But they always get to you. They turn that knob and you always got to relent and then grovel and make yourself look like a total wimp the next day because you don't want anyone being ticked off at you and being known as the cop that yelled at the black guys at the Starbucks and whatever. But I don't know if anyone remembers this story. I'm from outside of Philly, but in Philly there's a couple of really popular cheesesteak places, Pat's and Geno's, right? They're on opposite corners of each other. Well, a few years ago, the guy that owned Geno's posted a sign that said, basically, don't get in line unless you speak English. Or something like that. I mean, I'm shortening it, but it was like, If you don't speak English, don't get in line and don't order our stuff. Because I'm assuming it was like Mexicans getting in there and speaking Spanish or broken English. And the way that you order at those places is very short and succinct. It's like cheese with, you know, you don't sit there and go on these elaborate, you know, it's like a Seinfeld episode, you know, like the soup Nazi. You don't go on this real long order. Like, I think I'll take a cheesesteak with some onions and some cheese. They have a very specific way of ordering. So anyhow, he put up this sign, Joey Vento, I think the guy's name was. He has since passed away. And it barely made the news, you know, whatever. People talked about it, and that was that. And he didn't lose an ounce of business because of it. And I don't know what the story was behind it. Maybe he just had it with, you know, a certain type of language or whatever. But it was just kind of funny at the time. And, you know, he was a good guy. You know what I mean? I don't know. He was just a typical older Italian guy. Was like, I ain't going to put up with that. You know what I mean? And it just prompted him to put up a sign. But anyway, so Joey Vento versus Starbucks. Joey Vento wins by a landslide because he is not a wimp, was not a wimp. You can argue whether what he did was right or wrong, but the point of the matter is he stuck to his guns and it didn't hurt him at all. Maybe even got more business, like when people get mad at Chick-fil-A for something and then they end up selling more chicken sandwiches than ever. Anyhow, it's just story is so stupid, and you know, everything's being escalated beyond any kind of logic whatsoever. Again, these black guys, they got a lawyer, you know, and the lawyer's dropping those lawyer comments, and you know, just because Starbucks has a policy for not using the bathroom doesn't mean it's an overall policy. Oh my gosh. Typical. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just venting again. I don't even think I'm going to talk about this anymore, but I just had to get on here after reading that article and saying how stupid it is and how cowardly people are. And I could care less about Starbucks. I mean, whatever. I don't drink coffee anyway. I don't go there. If I do, I go to Dunkin' Donuts. Does that mean we can all go to Dunkin' Donuts now and bring our Dunkin' Donuts coffee in Starbucks and just hang out at the tables for hours on end or for a full day and use the bathroom 100 times? I guess we'll have to look at what the Bill of Rights has to say about that, you know. But it's amazing to think that two guys, just for kind of being jerks, and just go meet your friend out in the parking lot, or go tell everybody that that Starbucks kicked you out for no reason, and just then that's how things work in society. You just don't go there anymore. You don't have to make this big thing about it like the people that sued the cake manufacturer or the cake, you know, the whatever that wouldn't make the cake for the gay guys. Yeah, I got to take it to the Supreme Court. Oh, for God's sake, get a life. Anyway, you know, they're finally talking, they're giving their side of the story. They're sounding like, you know, trying to sound like Robin Hood or whatever, like they're these, you know, entrepreneurs that were wrongly accused. It says they had a run-in with the police earlier too, other times in their lives, but it said but they weren't arrested. So who knows what that means? They threw that little tidbit out there. But sounds to me like they had a chip on their shoulder. It was like, I'm black, I'm not going to stand up for this cop stuff, and I'm not going to leave anywhere. I'm having a business meeting at Starbucks, by the way, and it's too late. Here comes our partner, and he wants to know what's going on. I guess that's the guy in the video at the end. That's, you know, the white guy. Oh my God, it's just so stupid. Hopefully people aren't falling for this kind of nonsense, that something this just stupid, minute, dumb, petty thing can cause such a ripple. It's just, are people that nuts that they can allow this kind of stuff to happen? I mean, I didn't think things were that easy. If I knew, heck, we could be causing all kinds of chaos out there with these stores. But most people hold to their guns, and they got more cojones than, you know, these liberal I don't know even what to call them. These people are just so politically correct. It's sickening. And it's just getting worse. It's just, it's out of control crazy. Oh, God, I don't even know what else to say. I think that's going to be it about this video, but I just had to come at it one more time. And I should title it Joey Vento versus Starbucks. Philadelphians will get that. All righty, take care.